Hey wild ones, welcome back to day 7 of the 13 Nights of Samhain challenge, and today's prompt is to share a Samhain craft, divination method, or spell, and we're gonna do a divination method today. This is a form of divination that I've never done before, so I'm really excited to share my Samhain divination with you. So what we're gonna do is ink scrying. If you're a beginner witch or if you're new to divination, you might be wondering, what exactly is Scrying Ink? Scrying Ink is a divination tool. It's an ink that's often infused with herbs that promote psychic awareness, intuition, or are associated with divination. If you're new to this like I am, you might be wondering, how do you use Scrying Ink for divination? For divination, Scrying Ink would be applied to a medium, which is often water, and it's gazed into, and you'd look for shapes, symbols, and signs to gain visions, clarity, insights, inspiration, or messages from the other side. And why would you want to do divination or scrying during Samhain or the Samhain season? So this is a time where the veil is thin between the worlds, so it's easier to connect and communicate with the other side, the unseen. Communication tends to be a lot more stronger this time, so you might get a stronger message as opposed to other times. We're going to try out 2 divination methods for our Scrying Ink today. The first one is scrying ink in a vessel of water and seeing what we get. Another one we're going to do is using scrying ink with paper. So for our first method of using scrying ink in a vessel of water, you essentially drop the scrying ink into the water and you scry. You look for images within that ink as it comes in contact with the water. So you can do this, head on, look through the top of the glass, or you can get a different perspective by looking through different directions of the glass, like through the sides. I guess if it's a round glass, it won't have sides, but you know what I mean, different directions in the glass. And the different directions might give you a different image, and that direction might matter to you. So you might see something if you're looking at it from the north. That could have a meaning, earth-based, air, logic, communication, things like that. So if you want to go with it through that way, you can, and put more symbolism to it, or you could just, look around the glass, get a different perspective. So here's what you'll need to do your ink water scrying. So first, you're gonna need a protective surface just in case you don't want your ink to stain. I use parchment paper layered with a paper towel. That's what I have going on in my little setup, because I know me, I'm clumsy. So just to have that extra layer of protection. And then you're going to want your vessel. I would highly recommend choosing a deep vessel like a large wine glass. That way you can see through different perspectives, not just top down, but all directions if you want to look through that. And when you swirl the glass, you might see something different. You'll see the image shift and change. You'll also need some water. You'll want to pour that in first before you're scrying ink. So I would recommend moon water because the moon is linked with intuition and I associate it with psychic awareness. So mine was blessed during the Samhain full moon, so it's all charged, it's ready to go. I set my intention for it. And of course you'll need your scrying ink. This is something that you can either create yourself. I know Amy from Magical Crafting has a video where she shares how to make scrying ink, so I'll link that video in the information cards or in my description. Or you can purchase scrying ink from a trusted practitioner. So I actually purchased mine from a practitioner that I met at a witchy event called Mystic Market PA, and her shop is called The Hag in the Hedge. I will leave the link to her website if she has one in the description. I know she has a Facebook page, so I will definitely link that. So check her out. Tell her the Wild Witch sent you. I'm not sponsored or anything. I just like to support local witchy creators and businesses. So yeah, those are 2 ways that you can obtain scrying ink or make it yourself. You might also want to have some incense. That way it can help to set the mood. I created mine specifically for Samhain and Divination. So it has a lot of divinatory herbs in there, protective herbs, and purifying herbs as well, because you want your space clear. And you might want to have something also to clear and cleanse your space before and after your divination session. I'm using a gourd that I dried out, that's my rattle, to kind of shake away negative energy. You can also use a sound method to bring and call in your spirits and your allies, whoever you're bringing in. So you might also want to have some tea with you. That way it could help relax you and get you prepared for divination. Helps to calm your body and your mind. And I'm drinking a new tea. I'm trying that with you. It's a tea that's also from Hag in the Hedge, and it's her Maman Brigid tea. And it has lemongrass, cinnamon, some fruits in there. I believe there's mango and tangerine, if I'm not mistaken, and rose petals, hibiscus, all kinds of good stuff in there. So I'm really thrilled to try that with you. Again, her shop will be listed in my description. And for our second method of ink scrying, you'll definitely want to have down a protective surface in case this gets messy. We're witches, things get messy, it's okay. So you'll want to have like a spray bottle, some way that you can wet your paper. You'll also want to have a paper. I would recommend a thick piece of paper like cardstock or construction paper. That way it can absorb the water that you're going to spray on that. And you can use, again, moon blessed water or a specific special water that you have, but I would recommend, like, again, it be a clear substance, whatever you're using, hopefully non-flammable. Of course, you'll also, again, want your scrying ink. And you might be wondering, how do you do ink scrying with paper and water? Well, you're gonna wanna have your paper wet, and then you're gonna just put little droplets of your ink onto the paper, and then you fold it in half, you press down gently, and then let it sit for a minute, let the ink really come in contact with that paper, and then pull it away, and your message is revealed. I'm really excited to try these 2 Samhain divination methods together with you. I think I've been looking forward to this prompt the most out of all of them, so I just want to bring you along with me, and we could do this divination together. Let me know what you see and share your findings in the comments. So let's go, let's do this. I'm excited. We're all set up and ready to go here at my divination table. I have a paper towel and some parchment paper down just to protect my surface. I know how I am. So there's my lovely tea I'm gonna sip on, and I'm gonna do 2 methods of this ink. So we're gonna do putting the ink in a vessel, seeing how that goes, as well as putting it on paper. I forget the method that it's called. I saw it in Magical Crafting's video, so we're gonna do that. I have my divination candles going, and I have my Samhain incense cone that I made in my charcoal disc. And there's some divinatory herbs in there, some cleansing, purification, protection. That's all good to have on while you're doing divination. And I have the cone as opposed to my loose incense, just so that way I don't keep having to sprinkle it on the charcoal disc. This can just keep going without me having to constantly tend to it. I want to focus on the divination aspect. So we have some moon water, ready to go. So let me get you back on the tripod and we'll do some ink divination. Full moon water, charged under the recent full moon. We're gonna pour that into our vessel. Maybe a little bit more. So let's ask a general question. This isn't just for me, this is for all of us as a collective. So what is in store for this new year that begins at Samhain? What can we look forward to? Oh, I'm nervous. Okay. Oh, wow. So now we're gonna move on to our second method. And for that, we're gonna be using some thick cardstock paper. Okay. My busted ass little watering can. I'm gonna spray some blessed moon water on it so that the ink absorbs. Tip from Magical Crafting there in her Scrying Ink video. How wet does this have to be? Oh, that's pretty wet. Probably went a little ham on the water, but that's okay. So now I'm just gonna close my eyes and put little dots of the ink, and then we're gonna fold the paper. All right, here we go. One more. My blind ass is not very good at folding, so I can't promise how well I'm gonna fold this. But let's see. Oh, I'm glad I put paper down. Wow. Yeah. I got it on my skin. That's part of witchcraft, right? Like, witchcraft is messy. Alright, I guess we'll peel it back. Whoa! Okay! What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you see. What do you see? I see like 2 people, maybe? Like a person and a person, or what do you see? Or like the letter U, like a funky U?
Maybe just because of the game I'm playing, but it could be like 2 ancient statues.
Statues.
2 statues of an ancient race.
Oh. I'm glad I put stuff down.
Ancient statues or 2 people talking, and they're like, that person's just like, wow, look at your boobs.
Wow, look at your boob. You know what? It could be the god and goddess. You know what I mean? It could be.
It could be. God's like, look at your boobs.
I walked away from this and came back to it just to get like a different perspective, and I do see something that I didn't see before. So I see the Fae. Look. They have wings. I don't know. It feels very Fae-like. What do you see? Let me know. Do you see it too? So that was my first time doing ink scrying, and I thought it was really interesting. I really liked the second method I did as opposed to the first one, but maybe I'll get better with it in time and with practice, because I would like to do this more often. It's a lot of fun to just see what happens when you put that ink into the water. And the second method was a lot of fun, to just fold the paper and see what you get. I saw 2 people. It could be the god and goddess. It could symbolize like coming together, communication, things like that. I don't know. It could have been like statues. What did you see? Did you see something that I missed? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever done ink scrying before? If so, how do you do it? Is there a different way that you did it than what I did it? And how do you think I can improve? Let me know in the comments. And if this is something that you want to try, let me know how it goes. Update me in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. So I will link Amy from Magical Crafting. She shows you how to make Divination ink if that's something you want to make yourself. And I'm also going to link Hag in the Hedge in case that's something you want to purchase from an experienced practitioner. I believe she told me she had over 40 years of experience. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but tell her I sent you. I'm not sponsored, but I'm sure she'd love to hear it. Anyway, I'll see you for the next prompt. We're sharing our favorite Samhain recipe. So until tomorrow, I wish you the warmest and coziest Samhain blessings. Until next time, bye!